Hey, if you're a health coach and you're not getting enough sales and you're spending more time on lead generation than follow up, well, you're going to want to watch this because seven-figure coaches, they never do that. Let's get into what they do instead. Follow up isn't what most people think it is. And it's not about, just beating people over the head with your message until they buy. I mean, sometimes it could be, but usually that's not really it. It's about providing them enough information so that they know that they need to take the next step, because that's all it really is. People want to take the next step, but they just aren't prepared to. They don't trust you enough. They don't believe that they need to do it fast enough. They think they can do it later and they'll put it off if they can. And that's why follow-up is so important, because if we don't give them that nudge, then they're never going to take any action. And if you believe in your coaching offer, then it's your obligation to make sure that they see it often and that you express the urgency of doing it now versus waiting. So follow-up does that. Now, part of following up means, yeah, you're going to send out more emails, you post. Those things are follow-up. But follow-up's also things like being more direct. So I like to run retargeting ads to people who've inquired. So in other words, maybe they inquired, they filled an application, or they scheduled a call but they didn't show up or something like that. Run retargeting ads back to them, just to keep you top of mind. We've all heard this thing about, you need 7 touches before somebody takes action. And then I heard something that somebody said the other day, that Google said that you need, like 33 or 53 or 1,003 touches before somebody takes action. That's not exactly true. And it really kind of depends on what we're talking about too. But the fact is that people do need multiple ones. Now, it's going to be somewhere in the 3 to 15 range is about where it falls, but nevertheless, it's a lot. One of my best clients, and she had a multi-million-dollar coaching business, she would run the same challenge, the same webinars over and over and over. And we would keep re-inviting her email list over and over and over. And you could just see the people who ended up becoming clients, they signed up for those challenges multiple times. Same exact challenge, right? And it's for a lot of reasons. Like they believe, they really think that she could help them, but they weren't participating, right? It wasn't urgent enough for them to take the action. So they'd keep signing up until finally they followed through, or they thought to themselves, listen, I keep signing up, but I just don't get it done, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign up for the coaching, right? That's what you got to keep doing. Most people give up because they don't see the return immediately, and that's where things fall off. You cannot do that. You cannot give up on the return or give up on whatever it is your offer is just because people don't take action immediately. You've got to give them that opportunity. Now, one thing that's important is to clear out your email list. If somebody hasn't opened up an email list in 90 days, cut them. Get them out of there. They're not helping you. Meaning, your email delivery rates are going down because of that. So you want to get people out of the way so you can talk to people who actually are interested in what you have to say. And then you keep retargeting them. Running retargeting ads mean you can show those people more ads. And you might say, well, okay, they're following me. They're already seeing it. Maybe, but you don't know that for sure. I mean, if your reach has gone down on Instagram, well, then that's what this does. Retargeting ads help you get in front of those people again and again and again, whether it's your email list or people who follow you. People just underutilize retargeting because they don't see the immediate return on that, or they look at it and they say, well, it cost me a lot more to get a lead magnet lead for my retargeting list, the people who follow me, than it does cold traffic. Well, yeah, that's always going to be the case. The people who follow you aren't necessarily going to, they could have already opted in, for one thing, but another thing is that they want to believe you, but they just need more nurturing. That's it. Cold traffic, they sign up for stuff all the time, and that's it. They're not invested in it. But warm traffic is, so that's why it costs more to do that. But that's follow-up. Follow-up is emailing people It is direct messaging people. Maybe you had people direct message you, a year ago and you haven't heard from them. Follow up with them, see where they are. Because, if they didn't get their problem solved last year, well, now's their time. And you can bring that up. So you don't want to give that up in favor of trying to get new leads through the door just because it's easier, right? And when I say it's easier to get them through the door, it's easier to get them on your list, not necessarily easier to convert them. So make sure that you're following up with people, because I just see this over and over again. And this is exactly why follow-up lives or dies inside of email. If you don't have a system that actually keeps showing up for people after the first touch, then it just kind of falls apart. Follow-up isn't a one-off message. It's what happens when you keep the conversation going long enough for people to be ready. So that's what the email marketing video breaks down, and it ties directly to everything we just talked about here.